Hey y'all, so I have a really quick show recommendation that you guys can watch in a weekend. You can even watch it in a day. It's only 3 episodes. It's on Peacock. It's called Eat, Slay, Love Vietnam. And the show is basically centered around a girls' trip with Nivea, the R&B singer from the 2000s, Tammy Rivera, Waka Flocka Flame's ex-wife from Love and Hip Hop, Eva Marcille from America's Next Top Model, and London Hughes, who is apparently a comedian. She has a Netflix special, and I believe she came up like under Kevin Hart. So they're going to Vietnam for Nivea's birthday, and she is like the center and the glue of the trip and the show. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a huge fan of Nivea. She's actually coming out here to where I live to perform next Saturday, and I'm going to see her. She's one of my favorite R&B singers of all time and somebody I feel is highly underrated. So I'm glad that in the last couple of years, she's been able to get out there. She's been on BET Encore, she's been on Queen's Court, and now she's been on this show. And y'all can also check out my video I did about Nivea, Lil Wayne, The Dream, and Christina Milian and that whole love square. But back on topic, I also love Tammy from Love and Hip Hop. So I will say that I wish this show was a little longer than 3 episodes. And within the 3 episodes, the girls did say that they wanted to do this annually with at least the 3 people who ended up staying the whole trip, which is Eva, Nivea, and Tammy. But we'll get into why that happened later. So hopefully they do keep this going, and maybe next year we could have like a Eat, Slay, Love Greece or something like that. Eat, Slay, Love China, who knows? And they can do maybe 5 or 6 episodes instead of 3 episodes with at least these 3 who are pictured here at the bottom. And Tammy, Eva, and Nivea have been doing a press run for the show. They've done a few interviews, including the one shown here with Angie Martinez. So if you want to check those out, you should. So I'm quickly just going to tell y'all some things that really stood out to me from the show. Nivea was really immersed in the culture, which I loved. She wanted to go to the rice fields. She was eating like morning glory, which is like a Vietnamese dish. She was really interested in Buddhism. And when they went and saw like the Buddha, she had like a spiritual awakening and like she had a moment, you know. Eva also was going through a lot during this time. You know, she's going through a divorce with someone that she's clearly still in love with and has feelings for. So you could see that she was battling her depression and she was very easy to get emotional. But you could see that by the end of the trip, it had helped her out. And then when it came to Tammy, I felt like Tammy, she's also getting over the situation with Waka. And there was a situation that happened online while they were filming this show where her and Waka's new girlfriend kind of got into it online. So she's just healing from that, but she's also healing from her childhood, growing up rough in Baltimore, people kind of having this idea of what Baltimore looks like and thinking that she's just going to automatically be this ghetto aggressive person who she's worked so hard to not be seen as. You know, even on Love and Hip Hop, Tammy was always, we knew she had it in her, but she was one of the more classy girls. So she don't like how people still will try to categorize her as something that she's not. Now, the big person who was very problematic on this show was London Hughes, and she left by the 2nd episode. In my opinion, she was looking for trouble, and she also is one of those people who is from a different country, like a black person from the UK, and she looks down on black Americans. She literally said that she grew up in school being shown The Wire and Boys in the Hood and thinking that that's black American culture and feeling bad for us, and our ghettos are way worse than the ghettos in the UK. They don't go through the stuff that we go through. They don't have ghettos and they don't have police brutality, and if they do, it's nothing on the level that we have. So she had this uppity attitude, but my whole thing is like, if that's the case, why did you move here 2 weeks before the pandemic? If you feel like your country is so much better than America, why did you move to America 2 weeks before the pandemic? And then with Tammy being from Baltimore, it was like she kept using this whole idea of her seeing The Wire and thinking that like Tammy is going to be like that. Like she was like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to grow up in Baltimore. Like nobody should have to grow up like that. And Tammy was like, she got this image of what Baltimore is in her head, and she's using that to like stereotype me. While I did grow up rough and the environment of Baltimore is rough, I also grew up with a loving family and I had a lot of love around me growing up. So like it wasn't all bad like she's trying to make it seem. Then she loved to joke on other people, but when somebody would make a joke back on her, she couldn't handle it. She kept saying little slick stuff, being a comedian because she's a jokester. But Tammy started hitting her back. Like Tammy told her she was a trick because she said men always want her to spend money on them and not the other way around. And Tammy and Nivea and Eva was like, well, girl, men spend money on us. We done got engaged to 4 or 5 times. We got the rings, this, that, and the third. She like, yeah, I never got a ring from a guy and I'm always paying for stuff. And Tammy was like, damn, you a trick. And London got offended by that and was like, oh, well, all I know is from the rap songs when they call somebody a trick. Like when they say, whoop that trick. Like that's usually saying somebody is like a hoe or something. But we know that in today's lingo, that slang doesn't really mean that anymore. it more means that you spend money. Then they got their Vietnamese dresses made. She didn't want to wear the dress. She had made a joke about Eva, saying Eva had body dysmorphia and had an eating disorder the day before. And Eva was like, no, I don't. But then when it was time for them to get the dresses made, she started acting like she didn't want to get the dress made. And they was like, girl, what's wrong with you? And she was like, oh, you guys are being insensitive. I have body dysmorphia. So why did you just make a joke about it the day before and try to put it on somebody else? So I know I'm talking fast and I'm not fully explaining it to y'all, but it's only 3 episodes, so y'all can watch the show and then y'all will understand everything I'm saying, because I know I'm not giving as much background as I normally do. Another thing, if there's any show that I ever review on here that y'all don't find, most of the shows, like the reality shows that I review, y'all can find on brokensilence.net. Instead of silence, it's silence. So instead of the C, put a Z. But everything else is spelled as normal. So I'll put it up here. So if y'all don't have Peacock and y'all want to watch the 3 episodes, y'all could just go on Broken Silence and watch it. They also post baddies every week. Jocelyn's Cabaret, House of Villains, Caught in the Act Unfaithful, Love and Hip Hop, like all of the shows that I review. London kept trying to act like Tammy was going off on her so bad when Tammy was never really going off on her like that, because like Tammy said, it started to feel like you was trying to make her be the ghetto aggressive girl and like put that stereotype on her when she wasn't even giving you all of that. She was just telling you like it was. And at the end of the day, London decided to leave on her own accord. Nobody pushed her out of the trip. She kept distancing herself from the girls and eventually bowed out on her own. Nivea tried to get her to stay. She didn't want to stay. And Tammy and Eva wasn't about to beg her because at the end of the day, they wasn't in the wrong. So at the end of the day, it was a great show. I feel like London was not needed. And all she did was bring drama and tension and confusion to the group. And she wasn't willing to learn Black American culture. She thought she knew it better because of whatever she was taught. And it's like, sweetie, if you want to move to America and you want to be around Black Americans, you need to be willing to learn. Not coming in with whatever generalizations and stereotypes you was taught in the UK and thinking that's just going to apply and fly here and people are going to like you. You don't know better and you're not better because you're from the UK. If that's what you think, you should pack your shit up and go back to the fucking UK. So I'm not here for London, but I would love to see this show again with these 3. And if they want to try to bring 1 or 2 people into the mix, that would be cool. Some people that I think would be good fits are Angie Martinez, Melissa Ford, people like that. But I definitely think y'all should check this out. Like I said, it's easy to watch, real quick. Each episode is about an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and it's 3 episodes. And I feel like Tammy, Nivea, and Eva all brought something to this show, personality-wise, that I could continue seeing. And all 3 of them have been on reality TV before. I don't know if London has before. So that could have also played a role into why she acted how she acted and why she wasn't able to blend with these other girls. So I will see y'all later for my next review. And if y'all did watch the show already or y'all end up watching it, comment and let me know y'all thoughts. Let me know where y'all think they should go next season, who y'all would like to see, or if y'all would like it to just stay these 3. Let me know all y'all thoughts and let's get the conversation going in the comments. All right? Bye.